This tutorial will teach you how to play along with your very first tunes. However, before we start, we'll have a quick look at the very basics of music structure. Each tune is broken down into measures, or bars, and each bar has a specific number of beats. We're told how many beats are in each bar by the time signature which appears at the beginning of the piece of music. Some of the more common time signatures we'll come across are 3/4, 3 beats in a bar, 4/4, 4 beats in a bar, and 6/8, 6 beats in a bar. We'll look at these in more detail later in the course. The first tune we'll look at is She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain. This tune's in 4/4 time, which means there's 4 beats in the bar. Here we have two methods of illustrating simple chord tunes. Notice how both methods show bars and beats. The chord names are shown at the beginning of each bar, and for the first few examples this means you should play one chord for each bar. So to play She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain, we play G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, 4, D, 2, 3, 4, G, 2, 3, 4. It is important to note at this point that the beat remains constant. There's no pause between the bars, and there's no pause between the lines. This is where the metronome is useful. The metronome will provide a constant beat which you can practice with. So in order to play this tune correctly, it is important to practice it with the metronome first until you can play it pretty much error-free. So once you can play the tune with the metronome, try playing it with a backing track. The backing tracks in the GCH Guitar Academy guitar course all have 2 bars before the tune starts. This will give you time to press play on your media player and move back to your guitar ready to play along with the tune. Here's She'll Be Coming Round the Mountain with the backing tape. If you're ready, play along. At this point you'll also notice that we're only using 1 chord per bar. This is necessary at this stage because your chord changes will be slow. Later, as your chord changes improve, you'll be able to introduce rhythm. Once you can play Coming Round the Mountain reasonably well, you can move on to Hey Jude. You'll notice that Hey Jude has more elements in it. It has a verse, a chorus, a coda, and an arrangement. The verse, chorus, and coda are the elements of the tune, and the arrangement is the order in which they should be placed. So for example in Hey Jude, you'll play the verse again, then the chorus, repeat the verse, and finally the coda. You'll notice in Hey Jude some slight changes to the 1 chord per bar setup. For example, at the end of the verse there is an empty bar. This means we don't play anything for that bar. You'll also notice at the end of the chorus, the bar before the last bar has 2 chords in it. This means you have to play both the chords within the 4 beats. So it would sound like this: D7, 2, A7, 4, A7, 2, 3, 4. At the end of the coda you'll see it says repeat and fade. This means you just repeat the coda several times. During the recording of the original song, the artist would have repeated the coda multiple times, whilst the producer faded it out. A fade is when the volume is slowly reduced until the sound completely disappears. A general step-by-step method for learning tunes at this stage then would be: first, practice the chords. 2. Try the chords with metronome slowly. 3. Build up the speed of the metronome until it's the same speed as the backing tape. And finally, try the tune with the backing tape.